a nomad. I just kind of keep moving and moving. Honestly, right now it's LA. We just moved here about a year ago.
What do you think so far?
To be completely honest, I don't think we've experienced LA to the point where I can really kind of tell you like how it feels. But I do hear a lot of things. But he went on tour, like a world tour. So I had spent more time out than in, and we just recently got back, and starting to feel it out now. But it's nice. It's
yeah.
To be honest though, it really did die down a lot because in Korea we don't have that many. Well, I haven't met too many Australian Koreans, or Australians period, and my crew and the people that I hung around with at that time were speaking American English.
Right.
So then when I started mixing my accent with the American accent, and then I tried speaking Korean because I wasn't really good at it, I started sounding very like they have like a very interesting accent. It sounds like a very like North Korean accent. So people thought I was from the North. Are you adventurous? Like, do you travel a lot too? I feel like you would. DPR stands for Dream Perfect Regime, and honestly, in the beginning, the acronyms were a little different. I came up with the acronyms right around the time I left C-Clown, which used to be my old K-pop idol group.
Right.
So it was in pursuit of trying to create something new in the scene. And at that time in Korea, there wasn't too many, I would say, production companies that went off independently. So for me, the dream was to kind of create a movement where you have your in-house productions and your in-house artists really come together creatively and build some type of vision. And for me, it was just all about art, and that's kind of when I picked up the camera. And as I was telling you earlier, the acronyms used to be Director Pink Reel. I have no idea. But I used to do these like, you know how people have watermarks on their videos and stuff. So I used to squiggle like these pink lines. I don't know why. I really don't. I wish I did. But slowly and surely, we started as a production company. So we shot a lot of music videos for certain companies, artists, idols. And all of a sudden, we decided to rebrand the DPR acronyms to Dream Perfect Regime, which kind of stands for, the word regime is pretty like, it could sound intense, nowadays, but it's kind of like, for us, it was just a strong enough word to describe our passion to wanting to create a dream that supported, like, I think, independent thought and creative ideas. And because I feel like in Korea, there's such a, I wouldn't call lack, but a lot of people are scared to have a voice in general. Just because,
really?
Yes, because I think it's more generally based on the idea if you stick out too much, you could be judged a lot. And for, Asian communities especially, I think in terms there's a lot of, we call it nunchi in Korea, which means you're kind of overlooking what that person might think of you. And it's a very conservative way of thinking as well. At the same time, I think it's a cultural thing. But because of that, it really does have its pros and cons. But if you really think about it, it is a big echo chamber.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to bring out the idea of like, you could be different and you can really speak out about it and you could still find a way to make it in the scene. And I think that's what DPR really stands for. It's the independence of kind of believing in yourself. And that's kind of where we took our vision for Dream Perfect Regime.
So a lot of people...
None of us are normal.
Well, you came to the right place over here, that's for sure.
I think, so just to briefly put it, I think I made this song about a couple of months back, last year, I believe. And for Australians, for the people in Australia, we don't call it peanut butter and jelly, as you guys call it in America. We don't. We call it toast. Like literally, we just call it toast. So I found
what if the toast has peanut butter and jelly on it?
We actually do. So we have peanut butter and jam.
Oh god.
We even so, it's not a usual combo. Like we usually put like honey and Vegemite
Ugh.
You love? Have you
No,
tried?
I've tried it. Maybe I haven't tried it in the proper way.
Yes.
Maybe it gets a bad rap.
But
I had a friend who,
it's you probably can't eat it as it is. I would never do that. Like I don't know how people can. I don't even know what it's made out of. But we put that with honey. But then anyway, like you guys have peanut butter and jelly, which was I found was very interesting. I like the name because I didn't know jelly was like the actual jam that you guys use.
Right.
So I thought, wow. For some reason, like I have eaten peanut butter and jam before, but for some reason I just wanted to eat it, knowing that it's called peanut butter and jelly now. Does that make sense? To be part of it, and I think there's a period in time where I got really addicted to it. So I was like, oh, I don't know why I loved it so much.
It's good.
Oh my god, it's so good. Especially like it's something like Crustables or something, and then you have like peanut butter filling and jam.
Oh,
I could eat that all day, and I did eat it all day. So there was a period in time where I got really hooked on it, and it kind of reminded me of when I was younger. You know, I was like, oh, I didn't really think of peanut butter and jelly. Like, I don't know why I'm so honed into it now as to when I was younger. And you know, you kind of think when you're younger, the appeal of the peanut butter and jelly is because you're so youthful and you're so innocent and you take everything as it is. You kind of see the world like that. It's more colorful, and that's why peanut butter and jelly. For me right now, because I've kind of grown and I feel like I've grown out of my shoes. Like it just serves as a friendly reminder of what I possibly must have like really enjoyed when I was young. So I think I gave it like such a meaning to it. But then when I look back as a kid, it really wasn't anything.
So it's sort of this.
And I think it's in reverse. So when I was younger, it's kind of like I kind of saw the world as something that's like a playground, but it wasn't that special because when you're young, you just kind of perceive it as it is. But only when you grow out of it, you kind of tend to realize what was special, what was so special about it, because you have something to compare it to now. And I think that's what peanut butter and tears have come from. So jelly for me was like this significant part where it introduced the fun and joy. I do like peanut butter, but I mean, I feel like the jam jelly really does a lot of, and it's colorful. And so I feel like that with tears is kind of like the adolescence of understanding your maturity and growing out of your youth. And it's for me kind of works backwards, because as I get older, I kind of tend to want to become or tend to find myself when I was more youthful. And but when you're younger, you just kind of take it as it is, and it really wasn't a big deal, and you just kind of tend to forget as you get older.
This is oh god.
So that single is part of the album called Dear Insanity.